Hello and welcome to this Dr. Ross Maths key skill video on knowing the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add to 180 degrees. Now what do I mean by cyclic quadrilateral? Well, it's when you have a circle and you have 4 points on the circumference of the circle and then you join those 4 points to make a quadrilateral. That's then known as a cyclic, or some people say cyclic quadrilateral. Now, that doesn't mean if you have a quadrilateral, a four-sided polygon, that interacts with a circle, it's necessarily a cyclic quadrilateral. For example, if I had, say, a point here, and a point here, and a point here, and a point here, then that's not a cyclic quadrilateral, because while that point's on the circumference and that point's on the circumference, that's not. It's at the centre of the circle, and that's not even in the circle, so that's not a cyclic quadrilateral. But the angle theorem here is that if you take opposite angles of the quadrilateral, the cyclic quadrilateral, then they add to 180. So if this was x, then you would subtract that from 180 to get the other angle. Now let's use that on these particular examples here. These angles are opposite each other in a cyclic quadrilateral because all 4 points on the circumference of the circle. So they must add to 180, so we just subtract the 80 from 180, and that gives us 100 degrees. And what about this one? I've combined two circle theorems here. Now, this here is the cyclic quadrilateral because it involves 4 points on the circumference of a circle. This is not a cyclic quadrilateral because that point's in the centre of the circle, not on the circumference. So this is where we can use our circle theorem. So opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral add to 180. So if that's 110, this angle up here would be 180 minus it, which is 70 degrees. And then do you remember that the angle at the centre of a circle is twice the angle at the circumference of the circle? It's this circle theorem here where you have this kind of Star Trek logo. So the angle at the centre is twice the angle at the circumference. So y is double 70, so y would therefore be 140 degrees.